You're listening to the Bek
Dave
and
and
Dave
Beck.
show. You're making this difficult. I'm Beck.
I'm Dave.
Dave, EP number 2. We're on our second episode.
Yep.
Can you believe it?
No, I can't.
I'm so
I'm
proud
pretty
of us.
excited, though. Yeah, this is pretty awesome.
I feel like our lives are taking off. I'm hearing overnight sensations.
Me too?
Yeah, I just feel like one episode down, forever to go.
Yeah, I've been noticing, too, like I bought some fancy clothes.
Oh.
Yep, I've got like these really nice, very bright colored clothes now that I bought these really nice shoes. They've got goldfish in them.
Wait, goldfish?
Yeah, like real goldfish, and they swim down at the bottom. And I'm just walking down the street, and people are like, "There he is."
I'm hung up on these goldfish shoes.
Well, there's water. Like,
Yeah.
you know what a fish tank looks like, right?
Right.
So take fish tank,
Uh-huh.
put them at the bottom of a shoe. Goldfish
So you're just
shoes.
walking around with like aquariums on your feet.
No, they're goldfish shoes. Aquariums don't have a.
Do they have,
like
like-
my feet would be in the water? That doesn't even make any sense.
So do they have like, you can buy like treasure chests and stuff to put in your fish tanks? Do these shoes? Like how
No,
special
I
are
didn't
these
go
shoes?
to PetSmart and pick out some cool little things to add. No, the fish are in the bottom.
Did you
There's
make
some
these?
like glitter, huh?
Did you make these?
No, I bought them.
Oh,
I haven't figured out how to feed the fish yet.
God. Hey, kids, we found Nemo, but he do be dead.
No, they're in there. They move as I walk. Anyway, yeah, they're moving.
Yeah. So people are coming up to you.
Yeah, so like I walk down the street and they're just looking at me. I'm like, yeah, it's Dave from the Dave and Beck show.
Oh,
You're
sure.
making this difficult.
Yeah.
And they I'm like, they're just like, okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you say like, hey, do you like the podcast? Or
No, I said, hey, this is exactly what happened. I'm like, hey,
Okay.
it's Dave from the Dave and Beck show. And then sometimes they keep walking because they're probably thinking.
they want to respect your privacy.
Well, they just saw someone who's like almost A-level celebrity status.
Oh, in the alphabet?
Yeah.
What letter are you?
I'm B right now, but
Oh.
soon A. Okay,
What letter am I?
you're not. You're. I don't know. Has anyone noticed you yet? Because I don't think so.
I guess I'm just missing the shoes.
Well,
I need to be more like you. How much did these shoes cost you?
they were pretty expensive.
I wish you would have worn them today. I would have loved to see these.
Well, yeah.
You should-
We'll get to that.
You should write a book about how to become famous.
Well, I actually did start a book.
Oh,
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, it's about our podcast. I'm 7 chapters in.
really?
Yep, they're all about finding the right co-host, which
Oh.
I really failed at. So for the
So
first,
are you telling me that you're just submitting your diary?
no, this is real life,
Okay.
and I want to give people out there what real life is like
Mm-hmm.
and how miserable I am right now. So, chapter 1. Finding the right co-host. Chapter 2, why did I pick Becca? Chapter 3, why do I continue to work with Becca?
I feel like these chapters probably could have been condensed, it sounds like.
I might be able to mix them all into one, but it'd be a really long chapter.
I'd love to be your editor. If you could just only make one copy of this and just send it my way.
I don't think that's going to happen. This is private stuff, and I don't know how you're going
This
to
is
take
private
most of
stuff
it.
that you want to put out to everybody.
Right? It's like a diary.
Yeah. Hey, off that now. What do you have with you?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, so anyway, we got our first piece of fan mail.
Shut up.
Yep.
From one episode?
Yeah, and clearly the person is a sophisticated individual because they mailed it USPS.
Snail mail.
Snail mailed
You're
it.
telling me someone took the time to sit down, write a letter, lick an envelope, and then actually pay for postage? And with this inflation right
Hold
now?
on, I'm opening it. Let me look. Okay. Yeah, they wrote it. They didn't print it out on their printer. They took time.
What kind of paper is that?
That's parchment paper,
Oh,
I think.
fancy. You know
It's
what? I
very
like
fancy.
it. I like it.
Sophisticated and fancy.
That's the clientele we're looking for.
I know. So anyway, I'm going to give it a read.
Okay.
So
Can't wait.
Dear Dave.
Where's Beck?
Of course, it's about me because I'm the talent here.
This is a letter solely to you?
I don't know. I mean, at the moment I do. It says, Dear Dave. You're left out, which is probably makes perfect sense because, I'm taking care of this. So anyway, huge fan of the podcast. See?
That's so
Huge
positive.
fan.
My
Huge
morning
fan.
affirmations are coming to fruition.
I just knew that this would happen.
Yeah,
I mean,
innately.
when you're that good,
Yeah.
things just come to you like this.
Come naturally. Mm-hmm. Keep going.
Becca does a great job of carrying the show, you talentless hack.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I really want to keep reading this letter at this point.
No, I think you should.
Okay.
It'll get better, probably.
I don't know why you are wasting your time with this. You will fail miserably. I think the best thing you can do is just quit life and go away. Becca, you are awesome. Okay.
Is that the end?
Yeah. And I see now who wrote this, and all I can think of is that she's just mad that I cut her off, Mom. So, yeah, I'm glad that I cut you off now.
The letter wasn't all bad. Don't look so sad.
And,
she had some positive points.
Who sends mail USPS anymore?
And on parchment paper?
Yeah, in parchment paper.
Does she not know what real
clearly
paper is?
Not fancy or sophisticated in my book. We
didn't need that.
Total waste of my time. I should have read it before, but whatever.
You know what? Yeah. Who sends letters like that? Follow us on social media instead.
Right. Speaking of social media, let's check.
Oh, yeah. That'll turn you right around.
Yeah. I don't know if I told you this yet or not, but feeling so good that I quit my job the other day.
Oh.
Yeah.
You quit your job.
Yep. I mean, I feel good about this. The fan mail.
You're all in.
That's when I first got this letter, I thought that was the moment. That's when I quit, but probably should have read it first. But anyway.
Well, yeah. You know what? Let's just pull this up because obviously we're probably blowing up right now. I'll pull up Twitter.
Yes, please.
Okay.
How many followers do we have?
We have one.
Oh. One follower.
We've got one follower.
Okay. Well, Twitter, they had a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's, there's that whole, Elon Musk thing or whatever. So maybe people they're just not using it as much at the
That's
moment.
true. That's true.
So,
our fans are out there. Yeah.
What do we got? What about Facebook? What does that look like?
I thought you were going to set that up.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I quit my job, but all right.
Hey, well, you know what? You could probably get it back if you just quit.
No, they were pretty happy that I left.
I know what will cheer you up. Yeah, let's forget about that. Let's forget about that.
Okay.
Let's play a best friend game. How about that?
Okay. Do we need best friends for this?
We're the best friends.
Oh.
Yeah. We're best friends. So we're going to play 2 truths and a lie. So I'm going to tell you 2 true things about myself.
All right.
And then 1 lie. And you, as my best friend.
Okay.
Can you say those words?
You as my, yeah.
Yeah. And then say bestie. You're not saying it with your mouth, but you're saying it with your eyes. So that's fine. Okay. You as my best friend will decide. Well, not decide. You'll just have to decipher which of these is the lie. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. Number 1. I've been to Graceland, Elvis Presley's Graceland, 5 times.
5 times. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I have read 32 books this year.
Okay.
And then I have that chewing noise disease. I think it's called misophonia. So when somebody is chewing loudly or they swallow loudly or they breathe loudly or they just exist loudly, I have an adverse reaction to that.
Okay. So you've been to Graceland 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
You have some sort of thing where you don't like people chewing loudly.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was...
I've read 32 books this year.
You read 32 books. Okay.
Have you ever been to Graceland?
No, no, I'm
Oh.
not much of an. I'm not big on Elvis, but to each their own.
Have you seen the new Elvis movie?
No, Mm-mm. I think I might have had it. It was on TV, but I didn't continue to watch it. Okay, so I'm gonna go with okay. So Graceland 5 times. I don't think. I think that's probably. I think that's probably true, because you can count to 5, and I could see that you being that type of person who would go see Elvis 5 times. Or
What does
at least
that
they're
mean?
dead
What does
home
that
anyway.
mean? Be that kind of person?
Well, like someone who when you visit Elvis's home, I guess. I hate to break this to you, but I don't think he goes back there. So when you visit the first time, you would think everything would still be where it was the last time you were there.
No, that's where you're wrong, because it's like Disney. So for different seasons, they dress up the house.
So
It's
why did you
different.
go 5 times then?
There are multiple seasons, David.
Did you forget what spring was?
Yeah, I wanted to see the new flowers.
Okay.
So are you saying that that's a lie, or
No, I
you're
say
just
that's
saying?
true.
Oh, right.
The noise, the noise, that people chewing thing or whatever. I know you can't stand that. I don't know if you've been officially diagnosed with whatever strange thing you just made up, but
Misophonia.
that's definitely probably true.
It's definitely probably.
So yeah, definitely probably.
Yeah.
That's like 99.9%.
This is definitely, probably, possibly right.
Yes. Yeah, I'm 100% almost sure.
You should run for president.
And then your 32 books,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you count how many books you read a year. So I don't think you know how many books. So I'm going to say that's your lie.
Oh, okay. First of all, that felt like a backhanded slap.
Who's like, book 1 done.
Me.
And then by the time you get like December, you're like, well, that was 32 books.
Guess how many books I've actually read this year?
I don't know.
78.
Oh, so in other words, you were just doing this to make yourself look good. Like, oh,
No.
32. Ha,
was
ha,
just-
ha. Who reads 32? I read 78.
How many books do you read?
I don't know what that says about you, Becca.
It means that what is that? What's that saying? It's like, a well-read person is a smart person. No, a dangerous person. A well-read person. What is that saying? Help me out here.
Well, you're the one who reads a lot. I would think you would know.
Shoot.
You know how many books I read this year?
How many?
Fully read from beginning to end?
Yeah.
0.
Is that because you don't know how? Be honest.
No, that's because technology has invented this neat thing that reads the book to me visually. It's called television. And I like that.
You did not just compare TV shows to actual literature,
You know
David.
what the greatest part about movies and television is?
What?
It
Please
cuts
tell me.
out all the garbage in between where the book's just filling it up, like giving overly descriptive areas.
It's beautiful details.
No. Beautiful details is when you're watching TV
Mm-hmm.
and you're visualizing it. That's beautiful details.
Right. Sure. Well, you kind of got it right.
I did get it right. There's no kinda.
You kind of got it right. You just insulted me along the process, but that's okay.
It wasn't insulting. I was talking about how great of a person you are
Yeah.
in a not as shiny light. That's all.
And not a spotlight, just a dim one.
Yeah, in a dim light.
Yeah. That's nice of you.
See, you can thank me later in writing.
My other truth, what it should have been that, are you my biggest pet peeve? And the answer would have been yes.
Wow, that's messed up.
Do you have pet peeves? I do. Like when we get in the elevator and you hit the closed door button every single time. Like the doors don't know what to do.
I do it for our safety, and
How is
now
that for our safety?
people are always trying to get in elevators and murder people. It's very common.
Yeah.
So hit the closed door button. Door shuts. We're safe.
Right.
If I don't hit that, he might have
monsters
like an
get
extra
in?
two more seconds.
That's true. Do you also check under your bed for monsters every day?
Do you ever see a horror movie
No.
and they get on the elevator and there's like monsters coming? What do? Do they just sit and wait for the doors to shut? No, they're hitting that closed door button like as if their life depends on it.
How many monsters do you think are just like waiting around to attack you on the elevator? I mean,
One of
yeah,
us-
you're not going to get got. You're prepared.
One of us has to be prepared for whatever comes, and I'm ready to hit that closed door button.
Right.
I've single-handedly accepted my role as the closed door button guy on the elevator, and no one ever thanks him. I mean, no one ever thanks him. Everyone's like, "Yeah, that was that. I wouldn't have thought of that."
Yeah. What a thankless job that is.
It is.
It's like nurses, and then right under that, closed door elevator guy.
Exactly. Closed door elevator guy.
Thankless jobs. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, anyway, yeah, I do have a pet peeve.
What is it?
So
if it's anything with me, don't say it.
no. So we were, we went to that restaurant, Agave and Rye.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I love
And,
that.
We order food and, I get through it by trying to just, stare at my phone pretty much for 30 minutes while you're in front of me because I'm like, why did I come? But, I get through it and the waiter, like, we're just waiting and the waiter never brings our check.
Oh, you're talking about the time in between eating and the check coming.
Right. And
that's your pet peeve.
No, you're not. You got to give me a chance.
I'm sorry.
So my pet peeve is like when they take forever, like you kind of have to, you feel like at some point you're being kidnapped, right? Like you're stuck there. You've eaten your food. Yeah. You have to pay that check. If you leave, you're like a dine and dasher kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Like they're going to send cops after you.
Right.
Right. SWAT team, whatever it takes.
Right.
They're going to get you. And so really, like the power that waiter holds is unbelievable. And it's really kidnapping at this point because when you sit there for like 20 minutes waiting for a check, what do you do? Like if you can't, like, what can you do? You're stuck. You can't. So I was trying to think when we were there, I'm like, what do you do here? Like, is this like a 911 call thing? Like,
what would that call sound like?
I'd probably be like, okay, you be the operator.
Oh, sure.
Go ahead. You have to start off because, I called.
Well,
so what am I supposed to do? Make the ring noise?
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for.
Nobody says that in the phone, Becca. Okay. Ring.
Okay. Could you do that better? It's more like bring, bring.
Okay. You just did it. Go ahead.
Okay. 911 operator.
Yes.
How may I help you?
I am being kidnapped and this is not going well. I'm with someone.
Sir, can you calm down?
I don't know why I came here. I already regret it.
Wait, so sir, you went to the place that
I'm at a restaurant. The waiter hasn't brought their check. And I've been here for 20 minutes. No, that's not it. They don't hang up on you. They can't hang up on you. It's like against the law. They're not going to hang up on you. They're going to call the cops. Right. And the cops are going to come. They're going to arrest that waiter, hopefully.
They're going to be like, sir, do not waste our time and or resources.
It's kidnapping. It is literally kidnapping because I can't move. I'm stuck there.
Yeah.
If I get up, I'm arrested. I'll get in trouble. So what do I do?
Do you ever get like Stockholm syndrome? Like,
no,
do you like the waiter?
Like, why do you bring it to that level? Speaking of the waiter, this same waiter, we're sitting there, and this same waiter, I swear to you, you were there.
I was.
I said, I'm looking at the taco list, and I'm like, what do you recommend? And he's like, oh, I recommend this taco. I think he said the alderman. I can't remember. And I'm like, okay, I'll take that. Right?
Yeah,
like,
his
he's
favorite
like,
taco.
This is the taco to go with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'll take that. And not like 10 minutes later, they seat another table, and the guy does the same. The guy at that table does the same thing I just did, which makes sense because a lot of people follow me. But
sure,
he's like, he wasn't there, but I guess he could sense that.
Or the guy just don't like to make their own decision.
Whatever. So I said, or he said, what do you recommend? And the freaking waiter recommended a different taco. So like, that's breaking the rules.
Yeah. Your trust was broken at that point.
It was.
I saw you. You looked like you were it was the ultimate betrayal. You were so bamboozled. I do believe there was one single tear that I saw just come down your face.
Okay. That's a little bit of an embellishment, but I was pretty caught off guard. I didn't know what to expect when I got my taco now. I thought maybe he was like, after he told me,
can't he have two favorite tacos?
No. Then it's not a favorite.
Yeah, sure it is.
There's no such thing as co-favorite.
Yeah. It's like how you can have multiple best friends.
No, you can't. You only have one best friend.
You can't.
Then you get rid of the word best. They're just
No.
all friends.
No. They're like two of your best friends.
No, they're more like my two better friends.
No, it's like how you can have multiple favorite movies.
There's no tie in best.
There is.
Spell best.
You want me to help you out? Is this your word of the day?
See?
Okay, David. It's B.
See now, if you were a little witty, you would have said, "But there's a tie in bestie."
Oh,
Oh, see.
you tried to set me up for that, and I ruined the joke.
No, you didn't ruin it. I did. I just thought of that. I was like, "Wow, I'm really smart."
Yeah, your brain is
Clearly,
something else.
I should be the one reading.
You should, for multiple reasons.
I wonder if reading is what makes people smart, or if it's just smart people who read.
Reading, I think it does both. I think smart people read.
I wasn't asking. That was hypothetical. I wasn't asking a question. Okay.
Rude. Hey, I actually got some really, really sad news the other day, and I need you to prepare yourself for what I'm about to tell you, okay? It's really difficult.
Okay.
Are you prepared?
I'm ready.
Okay. The Phantom of the Opera is ending their run on Broadway. It is the longest running show on Broadway ever, and it's coming to an end in, I think, February of 2023. Yeah, take your time with this news.
Oh, I was waiting for the sad news.
Is that not sad to you, David? Do you not like art? Let me get
I
this
don't
straight.
understand why that's sad.
You don't read, you are not cultured, and you just like football.
Okay. So
Me, David, me, man. Me love watching men throw balls.
So there is a lot there to digest. Okay.
That was a spot on impression of you. If someone was like, I want to hire Dave for a party, I could go as you because that was just immaculate.
I don't understand why, just because I don't agree with you, that somehow I'm just not, I'm some sort of like ogre in a cave.
First of all, ogres don't live in caves, they live in swamps. And I read that in a book.
Would you get that from Shrek?
Maybe.
But yeah, I mean, no, I don't feel like, I don't know why that.
You don't think that's sad? Because it's the longest running show.
They'll just bring it back at some point.
No, they might not. They might never, ever do it. Andrew Lloyd Webber said they might never do it again.
Oh, please.
And this is one of his best works. Have you ever seen The Phantom of the Opera?
It's like, what's that singer?
I love that guy.
Come on. Elton John.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like Elton John.
He's on his
Elton John goes on his farewell tour.
Yeah.
Right?
Every year.
He goes on his farewell tour, and then it's the anniversary of his farewell tour, and then it's the anniversary of his farewell tour. I mean, but it's the same thing. They do the same thing. They're always like, "Oh, we're not going to do this anymore." And then, like 2 years later, they're going to be like, "We brought back Phantom of the Opera," and everyone's going to be like, "Oh, we got it, and it's for 2 weeks only." Or whatever, and then it was like, oh, we got to go because they brought it back for just a short limit.
You have to respect that hustle, though.
It's what they're doing is like the McRib of Broadway. You know what I mean? It's like the McRib of Broadway, like McDonald's. Everyone's like, oh, the McRib's back. I got to go get the McRib.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing. Everyone says that.
I don't say that. It's not even a real rib meat.
It doesn't matter.
Have you seen The Phantom of the Opera?
Huh?
Have you ever seen it?
I think I've seen it in like movie form.
Yeah.
I think.
With Gerard Butler.
It's so like.
It's honestly, when you really think about it, the story's a little creepy because the girl is so young and the man is so old. But it's so hauntingly beautiful at the same time. And the music in it is just, it will give you goosies.
Okay. I don't know what to say to any of that. I know that I don't get goosies.
Have you seen ever? You never get goosebumps?
Not from Phantom of the Opera.
Do you ever get it from like music though? Like if you hear someone and they sing this perfect harmony, you just like get goosebumps on your arms?
No.
Mm-mm. Never experienced that?
No, never.
Hey, do you have one of those doctor tools so I can see if your heart's still beating?
It's beating or I wouldn't be talking right now. Yeah. No, I don't get that.
Did you ever see, speaking of Andrew Lloyd Webber, the Cats movie?
No, I haven't, but Cats? I heard that was really bad.
It was horrendous.
Yeah, I heard it was really bad.
It actually gave me nightmares. First of all, just the show anyway. It's the worst Broadway show in the entire world, and I'm not sure why people go to it because they dress up like these huge furry cats. It's like life-size people dressed up as cats, singing and dancing on the stage.
That's what the Cats movie was?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the show on Broadway, that's what it is.
So, did you know that going into it? I think you did, right? You kind of knew that going into it.
I mean, I'd never seen the show, so I was like, well, now it's a movie form, and there's a lot of celebrities in it. Why don't I give it a go?
That's like...
And they have that memory song. You know it?
No.
Memories. You know it.
Oh, that
All
song?
alone
Oh, yeah,
in the
please stop. Yeah, we don't need you to sing. Let me ask you something.
That was my Mariah Carey moment. God, let me have this.
If I was...
Simon Cowell might be listening.
If I would... I don't think so. We have like one listener.
Hey, Jordan.
Well, two. It's me and you. And then we have a bunch of people who feel like they're obligated to listen to this because they know us.
The perfect audience.
It'd be like if I wanted to, I'm like, okay, hey, I'm going to go see this movie. It's about this guy and he purchases a bowl from a store and he gets home and he pours cereal into the bowl and he just eats cereal for 2 hours and doesn't do anything but eats cereal. When he runs out, he pours more cereal in his bowl and more milk, and then he just keeps eating his cereal. And at the end of the movie, and I know that going into this movie, so at the end of the movie, I decide, oh my God, what a terrible movie this was. I didn't realize it would be that bad. And then I go on a podcast and I complain about how I didn't realize a movie about a guy eating cereal for 2 hours would be bad.
You take things so drastically.
I'm just
Those
saying.
are very different
like,
scenarios.
That's exactly what it was.
It's not.
You knew that
First of
it
all,
was about people dressed as cats, jumping around,
no,
humping each other.
The movie's not about people dressed as cats. The movie is about cats, but they're played by people.
Well, hold on. Didn't I just
It's not
say
like
that humans
a
dress
group.
as cats?
It's not like a group of people that are just like, let's dress as cats. You actually follow these journey of the cats.
Yeah, I know that. But but it, I don't know what your argument is. I'm trying to tell you that you knew that this was people dressed as cats hopping around, acting like cats, basically, right? That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but T. Swift was in it.
Who cares? I don't care if it doesn't matter what
the
star.
whole Swiftie army come
And also,
after
the
you.
truth is whenever the more stars you have in something, the higher the chance it's bad. I don't know if you ever noticed that. Like whenever there's a movie and they have like 12 stars and you're like, oh, I love that star. Oh, I love that star.
Yeah.
They're great when they're their own
Who would you say
star.
that about? I love that star. Who would you say that about?
There's a couple, but I'm just, I don't want to get off topic. I'm just saying like,
Sure.
if you say like, I love that star, and then all of a sudden there's this, and then they're all in the same movie.
Yeah.
It never works out. It's always a terrible movie. It's almost like they're like, okay, this script is so bad. We have to make up with it by putting a whole bunch of talent in the movie. And then people will come and see it because we're hitting all the stars. Like, Kevin Hart. I'm a big Kevin Hart fan. Okay. Or Ryan Reynolds. Okay.
Yeah.
So you put Ryan Reynolds, Kevin Hart, The Rock, or
You're only naming men.
you really good on females. Scarlett Johansson's not too bad, right? I like Scarlett Johansson. Halle Berry. Okay. You throw all them in there. Okay. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this has got to be a good movie. It's got so much talent. It never is.
I do kind of agree with that.
But if you put Halle Berry in her own movie, it's usually pretty good.
I feel like there's just very few exceptions to that. I typically agree with you, but then you get
like
movies
the Ocean's 13 movie or whatever it was, the one with the females.
Yes. Oh my God, I
Sandra
love that
Bullock.
one. Sandy Bullock, get out of here.
Sandra.
Well, we're close.
She still doesn't like that.
Sandy Bullock. And
if you were close, you would know that.
You didn't like that movie?
No, it was terrible. It was a terrible movie. And it was just the worst. It was really bad. So, but that's what the Oceans are. They usually have like a lot of people that
Yeah.
and they throw them all into like one movie.
Yeah, and it was an incredible movie.
Even the first one that had George Clooney in it, was that Ocean's 11?
I forget. They've made so many ocean
What's
movies.
weird is they started ahead, so it throws you off. Like it didn't start off with like Oceans.
I think it was Ocean's 8 is the very first one.
Oh, it was Ocean's 8?
I think so.
See, that's like I'm saying. I'm getting thrown off because I'm like, I don't know where it started. Like they already threw the sequels in before
Yeah.
you had a chance. I know it's based on like the hotel or whatever. But
No, I'm picturing the case in my mind, and it is an 8. It's for sure
It's
an 8,
Ocean's
the very
8.
first one.
Either way.
And
Even
actually,
that
I
one
think there
wasn't
was
that
an
great.
older one before that with
was
like
okay.
Frank Sinatra in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's been remade multiple times.
Was it called Ocean's 8? Or was
You're
that,
asking a lot of questions
or
I
was
don't know
that
the
just
answers
called
to.
Oceans?
You know, maybe that one was just called just straight up Oceans.
I
No,
don't know.
I think what the numbers come from is the amount of people involved in the mission.
So what's the Oceans?
What?
What does the Oceans mean? Was that the hotel name or something?
I think maybe it's just Operation Ocean.
I don't know. I don't pay attention enough, I guess.
You're acting like this is my favorite movie. I've only ever seen it one time.
You're well read. Figured you do.
I have something else I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay.
That I just feel like we as human species are weird.
Wait, what? What did you say?
I said we as a human species are kind of weird. There was a scenario. I went to a party the other day. A total rager. It was a 5-year-old's birthday party.
That's kind.
And
I go to a lot of 5-year-old birthday parties.
and then they say, "Who's this guy in the corner?"
I usually don't last long. They usually kick me out. They're like, did you bring a kid? I'm like, oh, you're supposed to bring a kid? I was here for the clown.
Ew. Anyway.
I bring presents. Jeez.
So all of us were sitting in a room, and there was a baby in the middle of the floor. And
That's
one person
not
started
weird. Why
We're
would you
just
put a
hanging
baby in the
out.
middle of the, is this a birthday party or is this like some sort of strange cult?
It was a weird baby ritual. No, we were all just hanging out. It was actually the party was winding down, and baby Tay Tay was in the middle. And every one of us, one person, I forget even who started, they're like, "Oh my God, look at her chunky thighs. Oh, she's so cute. Look at those rolls. Oh my God." And all of us were just joining in. Every single woman in the room was like, "Oh, I could just eat her. Look at those big fat feet and those little toes," you know?
Oh my
And
God.
it was just like so socially normal. And then I started thinking, like, at what age can you no longer do that? Because if I was sitting where baby Taylor was and everyone around me was like, "Look at those chunky thighs," I would literally do like a slow turn and say that to my face? Should we meet outside?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You're
Like
right about this.
if
I'll
I
give you
walked
this
into
one.
a room and I hadn't seen my friends from a while and they would be like, "Oh, Becca, wow, you're getting so big."
Right. No, you're right.
I would go in my car and cry.
I agree with you. Like when you're a baby, you pretty much like you point out the flaws and you think they're cute. But you,
I mean, I don't know if it's like a pointing out the flaws. It's just like, "Oh, this is so adorable."
and then like once they hit like 2 or 3, you can't do that. Like if you do that if you said that even like maybe 1.5, if you went up to a parent that had a 1.5-year-old or 2-year-old and you were like, "Oh, I just love how fat and chubby she is," they would be pissed.
First of all, no one was using the word fat. We
You're
were
saying
just like
chunky. That's
Yeah.
worse. That's like worse than fat.
Like, look at those rolls. She looks like the
Yeah,
Michelin
rolls.
Man.
Don't the R word.
She
You
looked
don't
like
use the R word.
Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, rolls. I mean, seriously, you can't do that. And also, like,
I feel like at 1.5, though, people still do it.
really 1.5?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or maybe not that so much, but they say like, "Oh my God, you're getting so big."
Well, that like big as in tall though,
I know, but
not
still.
big as in like round. You know,
Thank you for mansplaining that to me.
there was no mansplaining. I was just saying. But yeah, I just feel like that when it's a baby, you can get by with saying that. You're right.
It's just so bizarre.
But I'm not big on the babies anyway. Like I can't stand it when people show me pictures of their babies and they're
You're
like,
just talking about you're not big on babies in general.
they're not really that. They're not. I don't ever find them cute.
You don't find babies cute?
No.
David, who hurt you?
No, I just don't think they're. I think babies are ugly. Typically, like I guess
That is a bold statement. You think all babies,
Oh, they're ugly.
the cutest
And
form of a person,
Look,
is ugly? They've got that smell to them that's so adorable.
No.
They've got that peach fuzz on the top of their head.
and then you have
Do
to
you
like.
also hate old people and kick dogs? Do you swear at nuns?
No, but I'm just saying, like, I don't like people when they come up and they show you a picture, you have to say, "Oh, look at them." But I just never really.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what's out of hand with babies too are baby names.
Baby
I
names.
feel like my generation.
Oh my gosh.
Is terrible at naming kids.
I agree.
I have a friend who named her kid Kale.
Kale.
Yeah.
Male or female?
It's a boy.
Okay. All right. That's not as bad, I guess.
Why?
It's like, I mean, Kale's bad, but it's not as bad.
Mm.
Like Gwyneth Paltrow, I think she named her kid like Apple or something like that, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Coco, or, I mean, there's just like no normal sounding names anymore. It's like, hey, Psalm, hey, Proverbs,
Yeah.
hey, Fantasy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. A lot of people are there. It's like they're like, okay, I don't want to use a name that is popular or right now. I want to just use something that's my own. And they're like, okay, I can't think of one by putting letters together. So I'll just look and see what's on my kitchen counter. And lo and behold, I have apples and bananas. Banana or apple.
Come here, spatula.
This
Mommy
one,
loves
right?
you.
Yeah. Frying pan. That's a hyphenated name. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of how they do it now. Mm-hmm. They're just like, okay, David overused.
David is overused. I would agree with that. I feel like if someone was like, "Hey, I just named my kid David," I'd be like, "Ew."
No, David is a good name. It's probably one of the best names ever.
You think so?
But but it's okay. Like I get it. Not everyone can be named David. It would be very confusing. So you have to change things. Could you imagine everyone named David?
That actually
the world
sounds
would
like
be
my worst nightmare.
The world would be pretty perfect, but calling out like, "Hey, David," there would be a lot of turning heads, and that's not what you want.
I did a really fun thing over the weekend, and I went to a murder mystery.
Oh,
have
nice.
you ever been to one of these?
I have not.
And it was actually at a real life castle. So it was incredibly fancy. And you go in and it's a dinner party and they're put on by these actors and you can actually like hire this company and they do all kinds of different shows. I think they also maybe can customize to what you like if you give them a couple ideas to work with or whatever. But it was so neat. So the whole thing is like 2 hours. And they kind of tell you the storyline a little bit, but we were in a ballroom. Have you ever been in a ballroom? Because, oh my God, I felt like Princess Diana herself, R.I.P.
No, I don't think I've ever actually been in an actual ballroom.
You haven't?
Nope.
Oh, would you want to? Do you feel like you're like fancy enough that you'd be like, oh, I feel like this is what I see for you. I feel like you would transform the moment you walk in. Like that would be your Disney princess moment. You know, like Cinderella when Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo's going on and she goes from rags to riches and you could just see the confidence come in her. I feel like that would be you the moment you stepped into a ballroom. It would be Dave's transformation moment.
I'm going to be honest with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, I see like a glint in your eye right now.
You're making me want to go to a ballroom right now.
I feel like you should.
Do you know any?
Yeah, the one at the castle. Anyway, so there's a whole bunch of dinner tables and the actors go around and they say the same thing kind of like to each table because it's just the one I went to is like you're immersed in this party. Mm-hmm. And the only problem is you're waiting forever for somebody to die.
That sounds... I don't understand that part.
Yeah,
why would you be waiting for someone
because
to die?
It's a murder mystery, so you're kind of like, okay, can we get to the dead body so I can, finish being the detective that I am? And because I'm good at this stuff, I watch a lot of true crime.
You read a lot of books.
I do read a lot of books. Yeah, I actually read a lot of crime books. I'm going to be honest with you. So I was sitting there like, I already basically know who this is going to be. I just need to narrow it down by knowing which one it's not, because I need to know who's going to die.
Hold on, you just said. I basically know who it's going to be, so I just need to narrow it down by those who I know it's not. So that means you didn't know yet. No,
I did. That was a technical term. You don't understand.
You're right. That must be that well-read coming out of you.
Yeah, exactly. I need to look up that saying. A well-read woman is a...
You're too high on. You're like at another level, and I'm just below you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
That makes sense.
Anyway, back to this. So finally, it was like an hour and a half in of a 2-hour show. Finally, someone kicks the can.
Someone kicks the can. When was their cans?
No, they die, David.
Oh.
So they die.
I thought there was like a little mini game.
Did you ever play kick the can when you were a kid?
I think I did one time.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It wasn't very eventful. It was like, oh wow, this is not really like.
You only ever played that game one time as a kid?
Well, once you play it one time, it's kind of enough.
No, we used to play that all the time in Minnesota, but we called it kick the ball because we didn't ever have a can because of sharp edges.
Well, then it's not called kick the can. It's called kick ball.
No, kick ball is different from kick the ball. Because kickball is like kind of like baseball. Kick the ball is the same as kick the can, which is like a tag game kind of.
Oh, okay. So the ball rolls though.
Well, yeah, after you kick it.
So doesn't that make it really hard on the other people?
Kind of, and we lived on a hill, so we always had a rule like if you're gonna go up and kick the ball, like you can
the
barely
Minnesota's
tap
coming
it.
out in this.
What?
Yeah, your voice is changing a little.
You just don't understand kick the ball. Let me get back to the murder mystery. So
Yes.
it's 2 hours long. Someone finally dies an hour and a half in. And here's the problem that I had.
How did they die?
He died by poisoning.
Okay.
Yeah. And he just fell to the floor. It was very dramatic, very exciting.
So did he have like a drink in his hand, and out of nowhere he's like, and he just drops?
yeah. Were you the killer?
Was it more like it was a good acting?
It was pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, some actors maybe were better than others, and it was all improv. So they go in knowing what the story's about, but then a lot of their dialogue, they just make up on the spot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this story, his lover was there.
So you could like really mess with him then,
Yeah. You could ask him questions,
and
which
just
I
like
did.
really off the cuff questions like what's your favorite color? And
I mean, you could.
just
It feels
just
like
to throw him,
Yeah, but it's
and then you
David,
nail
goal-
him with the question that's like, did you do it?
you can't ask that question. That's against the rules. They say that. But also
Why would that
the
be?
the goal is not to throw off the actors. Are you the same kind of person that when you go to London, you go up to the guards and you try to get them to flinch?
I've never been to London. I guess some of us are luckier than others.
But the goal of this is to just solve the murder. It's not to be mean.
But
I could understand why you.
What better question to ask someone when you try to solve a murder than did you do it? I don't understand why that one is not allowed. Are they like, oh, we're gonna have to tell them?
They could just walk away. They walk away. You're supposed to, deduce by learning
Gotcha.
different
Okay.
things
All
about
right, go
them.
on, please. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so you would have been a terrible cop. Everyone knows cops
I
don't
would
just
get
go up to
cases
someone and say,
solved
"Did
so
you do
fast.
it?"
I would be like, "Did you do it?" They'd be like, "No." I'm like, "Was it him?" And I would narrow it down.
Foolproof.
And then when I got
Foolproof.
down to the last suspect, I wouldn't even ask him. I'm like, it has to be this person because all the rest said they didn't do it. It's the way it works. It's called elimination, like you're doing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, basically the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You should be a judge, honestly, probably.
That would be great. I'd be a great judge.
I would never want to go before you. Okay, so then it's an hour and a half in. The guy finally dies, and then for the next 30 minutes, you kind of are trying to figure out who did it, right?
Uh-huh.
But then they only give you like 30 seconds after you get all the rest of the clues, like they interrogate the family members. You get 30 seconds to write down your answer.
30 seconds.
Yeah, you don't even get to like
TikTok.
Yeah, you don't even get to like talk to the people that you're there with to really figure out who you think it was.
So it's like as soon as the guy dies, you have 30 seconds?
No. David, are you listening? Okay, let's put our listening ears on. So the guy dies, and then we had 30 minutes, but in those 30 minutes, you're interrogating family members. And then after that, they give you a piece of paper and they say, write down who you think did it.
Right, but what I'm confused on is you just got done saying you didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
But you did.
No.
They gave you 30 minutes.
No, they gave me 30 seconds to write it down.
But they gave you 30 minutes to figure it out. So you just, 30 seconds
David,
isn't...
you're making me look bad.
I'm just confused. Because
because-
were they
because-
really long names? Like, was it like some like old school, like
It was like John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Yeah, like how do you spell Jingleheimer Schmidt? Like, were you like trying to figure it out?
Yeah, well, there were just things that happened in the interrogations. I was still trying to like process it. I mean, after a judge hears everything, right? They don't just like go back in the room for 30 seconds and come up with the verdict. You need extra time.
No, but you had 30 minutes.
But 30 minutes of gathering information.
Then you know who it is at that point. You write down the name, you're done. You're like, I needed 31 minute or 30 minutes and then an
I
extra 2 hours to write the name down.
5 minutes would have been nice. I was just trying to talk to my colleagues about it.
It sounds like you couldn't figure it out on your own. That's what it sounds like.
I was really good at Clue
Quite
growing up.
the detective.
I am.
You're good at Clue. Clue is asking if they have a card. Like if you were basing murder on do you have the rope card, then you are not good at being a detective.
That isn't even how you play it. And
that is how you play it, isn't it? Don't you like ask? You say, do you have the rope card?
No, David. Have you ever played this game? You go in the room.
You say,
and
Mr. Mustard had the rope with this, and then someone said, and the person to your left or whatever goes, I have the rope card. Right? That's pretty much what it is.
You should teach games because this is really making me want to play it.
I give the Cliff Note version of the game.
You get, yeah.
And then when you're done, you open up the thing and you go, oh, look, I had all the right answers.
You know what? I would love to do a murder mystery with you since you are clearly just like so good at this.
I'm going to be honest with you. If I did a murder mystery, I would throw off the actors on purpose. I would be like, over there, that person, whatever their name is, like, we'll use Scarlett since I have that in my head now that I talked about Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, forever ago.
I would say Scarlett over there said that you did it. What do you have to say about Scarlett?
That wouldn't be throwing them off. They would just tell you things about
They would get pissed.
Scarlett.
They'd be like, she's not supposed to say that. And I'd be like, it's you. I would walk around to each person and say the same thing about Scarlett. And if everyone's like, no, she's lying, I know it's Scarlett.
That is a foolproof plan. God, I wish I would have done that.
See?
Oh, shoot.
And then I would have, like, it would probably take me 5 minutes to do that. So I'd have 25 minutes and 30 seconds to write down the name. It'd be that easy. I would even ask the guy, how do you spell your name? So that I didn't get it wrong because Jingleheimer Schmidt is a tough name to spell.
You know what? You should have been there then. And I bet you would have solved the mystery.
Can I ask you, what names did they give the characters? Were they like easy names? Like John?
It was like, well, now I don't want to tell you.
Mary.
There was a Meg, a Tony.
Yeah. Okay.
Tori.
I can see. Yeah. Well, Tori's a hard name to spell.
You weren't there. It's a high stress situation, David.
Anyway, 30 seconds would put you in a high stress situation.
Yeah, because I couldn't debrief with the people I was with.
Take the paper out we gave you and write down a name. You have 30 seconds.
I mean, it's fine.
You're like, oh my God. Oh my God.
I guessed it right anyway.
You spent no, you didn't. I can tell you're lying.
I'm not lying.
There's no way you guessed it right.
I totally did.
No, I don't believe you.
Okay, I didn't. But the thing is, I knew who did it.
Yeah, you knew.
That's what was frustrating. After they announced it, I was like, wait.
Like, I thought her name was Mike.
I wrote the wrong name down.
I thought her name was Mike. They're like, you did?
It sucked because I really wanted to. The person who did it right won another murder mystery dinner.
Did they give it to like everyone who gets it right?
No, then they put all of the people who did get it right in a bucket, and then they.
Oh, so you're raffled off as how many people got it right?
I don't know.
How many did it seem like got it right? Like
I didn't look in the bucket, David.
Oh,
so probably just one person.
Who won?
This really adorable old man, and honestly, I was happy for him, but I was still disappointed with myself.
Oh.
That day, my morning affirmations did not come true.
Morning affirmations?
Yeah. Do you do morning affirmations? Do you have like a morning routine? Now that we're influencers, people love to see this. Take me through your morning routine.
Okay. I get up in the morning.
Yeah.
I take a 45-minute shower.
Oh, wait. Every day?
Every day. 45-minute shower.
So you're not worried about water?
No. I'm not.
Do you have a shower song that you sing?
Around.
Like, do you perform in the shower?
No, I do not sing. I just stay there.
You don't ever sing in the shower?
I just let the water hit me and wake me up.
So you use the water as like an alarm
It's like my alarm clock, yeah.
So you take like cold showers then? You know how like you read studies about,
Yeah, it's a hot shower. I just get up, I go in the shower. So
for almost a full hour.
As soon as my alarm clock goes off, I don't like lay in bed and stretch or anything. I just get up out of bed.
Yeah.
Turn off the alarm.
You launch up.
Yeah, and then I go right into the shower. Mm-hmm. I mean, I let it get warm first because it's, when you turn the shower on, at first it's cold. But yeah, and then I just sit there for 45 minutes and then I'm ready to go.
Wait, You sit in your shower?
Yeah, there's like a seat.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, when we bought the house, there's like a seat in the shower. Not like
So
a
you
literal.
sit on
like
an
it's like
old man bench for
it's like
45
it's like
minutes.
built in.
This sounds like the saddest thing ever.
Awesome.
I'm picturing like Eeyore
No,
just
it's
sitting
awesome.
45 minutes having the rain just pelt your head.
You have no idea how having a seat in a shower is. It is truly awesome.
Life changing.
It is life changing, and you will never know unless you get one. So I suggest you try.
Yeah, nah.
No, really, it's awesome. You
To
will.
just sit in the shower. First of all, I perform when I'm in the shower. I've got
You
a
what?
bunch of songs.
This is a family show.
Get your mind out of the gutter. No, like you sing your songs. I'm Mariah Carey when I get in the shower.
Are you?
Yeah. And I can't be Mariah Carey sitting down.
Yes, you can, because you can sing when you sit.
Not as well.
So, what do you dance to?
Let's get back to you. So your morning routine is you waste 45 minutes.
I don't waste.
I mean, you waste water.
I don't waste water.
the whole rest
it's
of your
hitting me.
family's
I don't
like-
just turn it on and laugh. Ha ha ha.
But I mean, every day, David, that's a bit excessive.
No, it's not. I'm nice and clean.
No, you're just sitting there. So do you like lather, rinse, repeat? Because that
Just
seems
once.
wasteful.
No, rinse and repeat. It's a waste of shampoo. When you take a shower every day, you don't really need to do double the shampoo.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean?
I feel like you just didn't need to anyway.
Huh?
Nothing. So you shower for 45 minutes and then what?
I get out, get dressed, go to work.
That's your whole morning
Or
routine?
wherever I'm doing. That's it. That's
Really?
it. I don't do anything else.
And
I
you
mean, I
don't
brush
do,
my teeth.
you
and
don't do
stuff,
any morning affirmations. Like
Huh?
you don't speak good things over your life or yourself
Who
or your
does
day.
that? No one does that.
Lots of people do that. Successful people do that.
Really?
I do it.
Name 3 successful people.
Barack Obama, Oprah Winfrey, Ryan Reynolds.
I feel like you don't. I feel like none of those people do that.
Mama Oprah for sure does morning affirmations. Who do you think taught me how to do it?
Okay, well, 1 out of
Or
3.
Brene Brown. I've read that in some of her books. No, there's
don't know
there's
who that
so
is.
many studies, David, that talk about how like your reality is based on your perception of things, right? So if you go into a situation being a negative Nelly, negative Nancy, whatever, then you're going to see the negative. Like if you're looking for it, you're going to see it. So if I look for the positive, I typically see the positive. So if I start my day and I say great things and I speak life and wonderful things over situations,
So-
then typically I go in and I have a better,
So what you're
experience.
saying is if you wake up in the morning and
Yeah.
lie to yourself, you will begin to believe the lie. And then by believing the lie, you will then have more positive experiences in the world. Like, for instance, when you wake up in the morning and you say, David's my best friend. He's my best friend. And you say it 20 times. And finally you believe it because you have to say it every morning because it's easy to realize it's not true.
I'm conditioning you.
You're conditioning yourself. This is your morning affirmation. I'm not in the room.
My morning affirmation, you don't even know what they are. And I can't tell you.
Well, I'm sure that's one of them.
David's my best friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I do. As soon as I open my eyes, I'm like, David's my
Yeah.
best friend.
Because you have to tell yourself that enough times because the evidence isn't supporting.
So mean. No, but honestly, back to being real. I mean, I teach my niece and nephew these things too. I just say, like, repeat after me. I am brave. I am kind. I am courageous.
Yeah.
I am worthy. I am loved.
And then when you say, I am brave, and then you walk out the bathroom after you say this, and then there's a spider on the ground, and you freak out.
Okay, you're not supposed to tell people that.
I just say, like,
No, I think that if you have a positive outlook, it's like the Lego movie. Have you ever seen the Lego movie?
oh my God.
Everything
yeah.
is awesome.
That guy's a complete idiot.
Okay, I need to come up with a new point.
Yeah, he's like, he just gets lucky. He's
No.
terrible at everything he does.
No, he sees the positive. Because okay, let's say you're on this earth for 85 years. Do you want to have most of those years be like blah, like, oh, I'm not saying I'm going to be you, but like, okay, so for example, if you wake up every day and then you come in the office and you're like, oh, it's Monday. Oh, I didn't sleep well. Oh, I've got a headache. Oh, my name is Dave. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't know if I do that.
And so every day it's like you look for your headache and then your headache finds you.
No.
But if you woke up and you were just like, today is going to be an amazing day. Hey, kids, let's all say it together. Today will be an amazing day. And then you're walking in and you're looking for the amazing things.
Yeah. I mean,
Like the Lego guy.
yeah. Well, I'll let you do that. And it's clearly making you happy. and I'll just keep doing my thing.
Which is just, mornings. Can't wait to get in the shower for 45 minutes
Yeah, I mean, it helps me.
and cry. Do you ever cry in the shower?
We each do our own thing. You're just trying to force your weird cauliflower taco beliefs on me.
I
And,
do love cauliflower tacos.
I know all the right answers. And I disagree. I have my thing, you have yours.
I guess that's true.
I'm probably more right. But
I have
that's okay.
my thing, you have yours. That is so profound.
See, I should write. I have many of those, actually. I can come up with them on the spot.
Okay, come up with one more.
Okay. When it's raining outside, the floor gets wet. True.
And that wraps up the second show. You've been listening to You're Making This Difficult.
I'm Dave. I'm Dave.
I'm Beck. Tune in next week.